Good morning, everybody. And the SP 500 got a little bit of a hiding yesterday. A combination of the Feds and tech stocks. So Google ad revenue was down, and the market did respond to that as well. So ideally, what we're looking for is a pullback onto structure, and from the 8-hour and daily and weekly, this area here at 4800 is the area that we should be looking at right now. So we have broken through a fairly key level, which was 48.69, 48.70, and we are in an upward trend. There's no two ways about that, but I think this is long overdue for a consolidation pullback to some form of structure, and the logical area is obviously 4800. So oscillators are pointing down, they are starting to separate, so that is an indication that we do have a little bit more downside to come, I would assume, before the faster moving oscillator lying at the bottom and the slower moving oscillator lying at the top, and then switching like this and then accelerating again. So I think just based on the noise, there's some more earnings today, tech stock earnings today, so I think the market's probably going to be pretty cautious. Non-farm payrolls tomorrow, and then we should see another day or two, I think, of downside before finding a bottom and then getting a great opportunity to buy in for any of your long-term portfolios, and also for any sort of long-term swing trades that you're looking for. So drilling down through the time frames, 3-hour, we have broken through the structure, as I said here, and you can see it has been fairly significant last week at 48.69. We have broken through it. There is a gap here, which let's just get that gap in. So that will act as the first magnet, 48.38. But then I suspect we should bounce off, and we should be able to aim for 4800. I think that's just the way it's looking. If you look at the oscillators here, that theory is a little bit flawed. We've had a gentle slope and then a big exhaustion bar down. So with the oscillators grouped to the downside, no diversions to speak of at the moment. So all the diversions, I think, the 8-hour, there is still possibility for diversions to brew at the moment, so that just depends what happens with the oscillators. But anyway, there's no diversions right now, so structure is pretty sound. Those are levels you need to pay attention to. 48.70 to the upside. There's a target here with a gap close at 48.38, and then we have a 4800 area here as well. Now moving down to the hour, don't forget to hit that like button. And nothing really changes. We do have a little pin bar right where we are at the moment, and there is some support for it, and that is at 48.62, and you can see that's kind of where we're bouncing at the moment. So you can see yesterday's price action here, sort of gently sideways, eventually crossing over and then going parabolic as well. So if you start drawing lines along the first trend line, then the second trend line, and then this drop, you can see that parabolic. So this is an exhaustion move at the moment, so I wouldn't be wanting to jump in just yet. I think we'll wait for the market to open, and then we're going to have a look at what 48.70 and 48.62 says. Now just bear in mind that those are the two logical levels, but there are these little, let's call them ambush levels, in play as well. So you've got 48.72, and that is a fairly logical area because we do have a tail here on this 1-hour bar here, and then we also have 48.81. All of those would be acceptable levels to be shorting off. Now drill down to the 50-minute, because that's where you're going to see the action, have a look at what's happening with the oscillators, separated and rolling over. So this is looking like the zone we need to pay attention to. Now my problem with that is that's a 480 point stop loss, so a bit reluctant to jump in there. Rather wait for 48.70 area, and then if that doesn't materialize, then we're looking at 48.81. And I think the logic is fairly sound because we have been testing the 150 on the 15 minute here. So as long as we're below the 150 EMA, you can actually use it as your stop area. Then the trend is down at the moment. And remember what we said in the opening, we get through this gap here at 48.38, then you have a short ride down to 4800. 380 points down. So that is what I suspect is going to happen today. Well, today and tomorrow. I think that's how it's going to start off. One thing you need to take into consideration is the monthly bar. That was still a green bar. So we do need to come back and test these monthly levels, and we're very close. So I think that's what's going to happen. Weekly, bit of a mess at the moment. We do have a big rejection inside bar. But if you just look left and you see the significance of these two levels that we're looking at, 48.38 and 4800, you can see that was the previous highs in amongst that. And then we have a structure here, and you see this a lot clearer on the daily. There it is there. So last thing is our measured move here for this inverse head and shoulders has played out. So that's 1,417 points, and it's 1,300 points, so not quite there. There should be a second attempt still, but I think we're going to get a pullback onto structure. Still very solid in the upward trend. Build a base and then next level up, and then we should target the all-time high again. So anyway, that's just the way people are buying stocks at the moment. Is they're buying the dip, and it is the buy the dip market right now. So let's just go with the flow. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.